YNW Melly, his real name is Jamel Demmons. He's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new jury.
As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless.
Do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75.
Yo, the internet is on fire right now. We're talking betrayal, tears in the courtroom, and one of the craziest plot twists the rap game has ever seen. Fans are in complete shock after reports came out that in YNW Bortlen Melly's childhood friend, his day one, his co-defendant in this whole murder case, might have just cut a deal with the prosecution. That's right, a plea deal. And get this, eyewitnesses inside the courtroom say YNW Melly broke down crying when he heard it. Like, real, tears. Face in his hands, courtroom dead silent. Man who once smiled in mugshots, shattered. Emotional? Done now, everybody's asking the same question. Did Bortlen really flip on Melly? Is this the moment everything falls apart? What did the plea deal include? And is this the end of the YNW Brotherhood forever? This case was already wild. Double homicide, delays, mistrials, backroom whispering. But now we're in a whole different dimension. Twitter going crazy. TikToks flooded with reactions. And the comment sections, war zone. So buckle up, because what really went down behind those courtroom doors is darker, messier, and more emotional than anybody saw coming. And trust me, this story ain't got no happy ending. The courtroom was quiet. Too quiet. Outside, the streets were buzzing, news vans lined up, and fans crowded the courthouse steps. But inside, all eyes were locked on one man, YNW Melly. Dressed in a plain beige jail uniform, chains on his wrists, eyes locked on the judge like he already knew something was off. The vibe in the room was heavy, and nobody expected what was about to happen next. It started with a whisper. Just a soft word between lawyers. But within seconds, you could feel the tension shift. Bortlen's attorney stood up, straight-faced, and said something that made the entire gallery lean forward. "Your Honor, my client would like to accept the plea agreement presented by the state." Silence. Dead silence. YNW Melly didn't even blink at first. Like his brain needed a second to register what just got said. And then, boom. His hands dropped to the table, and witnesses say he started shaking his head like he couldn't believe it. A few seconds later, his face changed. Red eyes, lips tight, and then tears. This ain't the same Melly we seen in photos, smirking in handcuffs. This was different. Vulnerable. Hurt because, see, this wasn't just a co-defendant flipping. This was Bortlen, his childhood friend, his ride or die. The only one who stood next to him through the entire trial. When everyone else dipped, Bortlen was still solid. Or at least, that's what Melly thought. Now, here's the twist. The plea deal wasn't just some reduced sentence, sources say. Bortlen agreed to fully cooperate with the state in exchange for time served plus probation. And what does fully cooperate really mean? It means testifying. It means statements. It means laying everything out, even if it means throwing Melly under the bus. Outside the courtroom, fans were in full meltdown mode. Within minutes, #FreeYNWMELLY was trending again. But this time, it wasn't hopeful. It was desperate. Comments flooded in. "I knew Bortlen was gonna fold. Damn, not like this." And the wildest one, ENI stands for you not winning. Cold, but let's rewind real quick. This whole case was already messy. Melly and Bortlen were charged in connection to the 2018 murders of YNW Juvie and YNW Sakasar, two of their own homies. The state claimed Melly was the shooter, and that Bortlen helped stage the crime scene to make it look like a drive-by. The defense said it was all lies. No gun, no solid witnesses, just speculation and pressure. And for years, Melly sat in jail, holding it down, smiling in photos, making jail calls, still talking about dropping music. Bortlen, out on bond, kept it low-key, but never switched up publicly. But behind the scenes, the pressure was different. Multiple sources say Bortlen's family was pushing him hard to take the deal. One insider told us they were scared. Bortlen ain't built like Melly. They wanted him out that situation fast. And apparently, the state sweetened the deal by offering him protection, not just legally, but physically. Word is, Bortlen's been moved to an undisclosed location with round-the-clock security, back to court as the judge accepted the plea. Melly leaned over to his lawyer and whispered something. No one could hear it, but folks swear his lips said he really did it. Then he sat back, hands shaking, and didn't look at Bortlen once. That's when it hit people. This ain't just legal drama. This is betrayal on a whole different level. After the hearing, media tried to catch Bortlen outside, but he dipped out a back exit. Didn't say a word. Didn't post on socials. Radio silent. But that didn't stop fans from going in on him. His last Instagram post from months ago, flooded with snake emojis and comments like you just signed your own death certificate. Harsh. Meanwhile, Melly's team released a short statement. We are disappointed in today's developments. However, we remain committed to fighting for Jamel's freedom and proving his innocence. Short, but telling. They knew this changed the whole game. Behind the scenes, Melly's family is reportedly furious. His mom, who's always been vocal online, hasn't posted since the hearing. Insiders say she broke down when she heard about the plea. One family member allegedly told a friend, Bortlen was at our Thanksgiving table. Now he's the reason Melly might never come home. As if that wasn't enough, some fans think this was the state's plan all along. One user posted, they couldn't beat Melly in trial, so they broke his circle. And honestly, they might not be wrong. Bortlen flipping gives prosecutors something they never had before. An inside voice, someone who was there, someone who can testify. Even if he's lying, the damage is done, and it gets deeper. According to court transcripts, Bortlen's plea deal includes a sealed deposition. That means nobody knows exactly what he said, not yet. But the streets are talking. One rumored detail. Bortlen allegedly told prosecutors that Melly confessed to the murders during a late-night ride, and that they both agreed to stage it to look like a drive-by. If that comes out in trial, it could be game over. Melly's reaction since the hearing has been quiet. No public statements. No legal team. Pressers, but sources say he's been deeply affected and is refusing visits. One source inside Broward County Jail said he hasn't eaten since the hearing. He just sits in his cell, staring at the wall. And honestly, who could blame him? The betrayal wasn't just legal, it was personal. And Bortlen shared a bond that went back years. Childhood friends turned rap stars, turned co-defendants. They were supposed to beat the case together, ... or fall together. Not like this. As the news spread, other rappers started weighing in. Kodak Black posted a cryptic tweet, "Ain't no loyalty in this game, just survival." Fans think that was aimed at Bortlen. Others believe more rappers will start cutting ties publicly, just to stay clear of the heat. But just when it felt like things couldn't get messier, the judge made an announcement that had everybody shook as the judge adjusted his mic and cleared his throat. The room leaned in. Everybody knew something big was coming, but nobody expected this. He said, due to recent developments and new testimony provided by the state's cooperating witness, we are reopening discovery and reviewing sealed evidence. Pause. Whispering broke out instantly in the courtroom. Sealed evidence.
Great. Do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay. You're charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is in the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged, that's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact in the first degree. Those are each first degree felonies. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. Is directing the activities of a criminal. That's a first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. And again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by life in Florida State Prison, followed by life in Florida State Prison, followed by life in Florida State Prison.
Wait, what? Turns out, part of Bortlen's plea agreement involved turning over previously unreleased communications, including voice memos, jail calls, and allegedly, a hidden recording. And yeah, you already know the internet exploded. When that detail came out, Twitter was on fire with tweets like, "Not Bortlen wearing a wire," and this whole thing got Rico vibes. Some fans straight up called it, "This ain't a trial no more. It's a Netflix doc." But back inside, Melly sat frozen. Sources say his lawyer reached for his shoulder to calm him down, but Melly just stared forward, jaw tight, like he was reliving the whole thing in real time. No emotion, just straight cold. And that's when things took an even darker turn. One court reporter who reviewed the updated witness list said that the prosecution plans to call a former NIC crew member to the stand. Not just a homie, not just a background dude. We talkin' someone who was allegedly in the car the night Juvie and Sakasar died. This new witness, according to unsealed documents, had been living out of state under protection and only recently agreed to testify. Once Bortlen flipped, let that sink in. One man flipped and the whole structure started collapsing. Fans began posting memes of dominoes falling, captions like "One snake opened the floodgates." The energy shifted fast. It went from #FreeMelly to "Is Melly finished?" But it wasn't just fans going wild. Back in Melly's hometown, tension was brewing. Several old ENGA affiliates started airing out dirty laundry online. One even went live on Instagram, saying, "Melly been acting like he above everybody, but now it's karma." That clip hit 1 million views in under 12 hours. Meanwhile, Bortlen still hadn't said a single word publicly. His socials were locked, his inner circle silent. But in the shadows, his name kept ringing in conversations he probably never wanted. Public. Remember those jail calls we mentioned? Sources close to the prosecution say at least 2 of them have Bortlen and Melly discussing cleaning up the scene and talking in coded language about finishing the story. Now, whether or not those calls are real, we don't know yet. But the feds allegedly got transcripts. And if that's true, it's a wrap. Melly's legal team is scrambling behind the scenes. His lawyer filed an emergency motion to block any new audio from being used in trial, citing privacy violations and lack of authentication. But the state responded instantly, saying they obtained all recordings legally, and that the cooperating witness, aka Bortlen, gave full consent. You could feel the desperation starting to rise. Melly's been sitting in jail for over 5 years, mistrial, delay, setback, repeat. And just when it felt like he might beat the case on technicalities, this betrayal cracked the door wide open for the state to rush in. And then came the leaked photo. Yeah. A grainy, low-quality courtroom photo of Melly wiping his face with both hands. Tears clearly visible, his head down on the desk. The caption on the leaked pic, "When your day one turns into your day done." Cold, but viral, it was everywhere. TikTok, Reels. Even Reddit threads going off. But here's where things get real wild, because now we're hearing rumors that Bortlen's testimony might not stop at just the murder case. Word in the streets is he's also giving info on other NY operations, money movement, alleged past shootings, even internal beefs that were never public, if true. We're talking full-on RICO-level implications. Some fans are now saying the entire NY brand might collapse under this. One tweet summed it up. It started as music, ended in betrayal, murder, and informants. Sad story, another one that blew up said, "This the fall of E&I, and ain't nobody surviving it." But through all of it, Melly's fanbase is still riding hard. Despite the drama, the betrayal, the snake emojis, his followers keep posting old clips of him smiling, laughing, recording in the studio. Captions like "they can't break real" and "Melly innocent until proven guilty." Loyalty for real. But you can feel the shift. The faith is starting to crack. On the legal side, experts are saying Bortlen's plea may have been timed strategically. See, Melly's team was pushing for a dismissal due to lack of hard evidence. The plea blocked that move. It gave the state leverage right when they needed it. Timing wasn't an accident, it was a checkmate move. Meanwhile, Melly's brother, YNW Jr. posted a cryptic story. A black screen with the words, "We all we got. No love lost, just lessons." Fans immediately took it as a shot at Bortlen. Some even speculated that YNW Jr. could be dragged into this mess next, especially if the state keeps digging into YNW's financial records. You already know the blogs ran with that. Say Cheese posted, "Is Bortlen's plea deal part of a bigger takedown?" Crap. Daily captioned a clip, "YNW Melly betrayed from the inside. Will he survive this?" Even DJ Academics jumped in with a messy live stream, breaking down every detail, saying this right here. "This ain't just court drama. This is hip-hop history unfolding in real time." But behind the headlines, behind the tweets and the memes, there's a real human story playing out. Two friends, one courtroom, one deal, and a brotherhood shattered. And the craziest part? The judge wasn't done yet. He announced that in the next hearing, the prosecution would be submitting new audio for review, recordings allegedly pulled from an old iPhone, once thought wiped. This phone was linked to one of the victims. According to investigators, it holds unheard voicemails and deleted messages between all four NIU members: Melly, Bortlen, Juvie, and Sack Chaser. Nobody knows exactly what's on that phone, but it could change everything. The courtroom was packed tighter than ever, not just with press and family, but with people who could feel history about to happen. There was this eerie silence, like everyone was holding their breath. The judge looked down at his notes, cleared his throat, and said the words nobody expected to hear. The prosecution has submitted into evidence a recovered iPhone belonging to one of the deceased victims. And just like that, everything changed. The phone, allegedly belonging to NI Juvie, was believed to have been wiped years ago. But thanks to some high-level forensics and, according to whispers, new information provided by the cooperating witness, yeah, that means Bortlen, the device, had been accessed, decrypted, and combed through. What they found? Prosecutors said it included text messages, voice memos, and voicemails that directly contradict the defendant's previous statements. The room went silent. Melly looked up, confused at first, maybe even shook. Then he turned and stared straight at the state attorney, like he was trying to figure out how they got that phone and why now. The first bombshell came from a text thread between Juvie and Sack Chaser, just 2 days before the murders. One message read, "Bro, I think Melly on some snakes *T. We gotta watch him. Too many weird vibes lately." Another said, "He was talking about getting out the deal and starting his own wave. Said we was dead weight." Fans immediately latched onto that part, dead weight. That word started trending on Twitter in under 5 minutes. People were screen recording the transcripts and posting reactions like, "This case got darker than I ever imagined, and Melly was plotting all along." But that wasn't even the worst of it. The state then introduced a voice memo recovered from Juvie's phone dated the same day he died. It was short, muffled, but clear enough. His voice nervous, saying, "Yo, ... I don't know if this gon makes sense, but if anything happened to me, check Melly first. He'd been acting weird. Loki's scared to even ride with him tonight, but Bortlen said, we good? Ion no. If I'm tripping, my bad. But if not, y'all know what's up." The courtroom gasped. You could see people covering their mouths. One lady even got up and walked out in tears. Melly just sat there, frozen, and for a moment, you could almost see the pain behind his eyes. Whether it was guilt, shock, and then came the twist that nobody saw coming. Because while everybody was focused on the phone evidence, Melly's legal team hit back with a bombshell of their own. His attorney stepped up and dropped this line: "We have reason to believe that the so-called cooperating witness, Mr. Bortlen, was acting in his own self-interest and may have fabricated key details in exchange for immunity." The courtroom buzzed. Even the judge raised his eyebrows. According to Melly's lawyer, they'd obtained a jailhouse letter allegedly written by Bortlen weeks before his plea deal. In the letter, Bortlen supposedly wrote to a relative, saying, "They want me to say Melly did it. They'll drop my charges. This *T, dirty, but I can't do time. I got plans. Tell mom it's almost over." Now, whether that letter is real or not, that's gonna be the next big fight. Melly's team says it proves Bortlen's whole testimony is shaky. The state says it's forged. Fans are split. Some believe Bortlen's just trying to save himself. Others think it's too late for Melly. The damage is already done. But here's where the emotional part kicks in, because behind all the legal drama, all the social media noise, are two moms, two families, Melly's mom and Juvie's mom. And word is, they both ended up in the same courthouse hallway after the hearing. What happened next? Pure emotion. An eyewitness says Juvie's mom walked past Melly's mom and whispered, "I hope the truth haunts you." No screaming, no fight. Just that sentence. Soft but sharp like a blade. Melly's mom reportedly started crying on the spot. She didn't clap back. She didn't defend her son. She just sat on the bench, head down, shaking. The hallway was silent. This ain't just a court case no more. This is a family war. Meanwhile, Bortlen's team dropped a rare public statement saying, Mr. Henry remains in compliance with his agreement and stands by his statement. He is cooperating fully to ensure justice is served, but for real. The streets ain't buying it. Hood blogs started posting stories about how Bortlen used to be scared of Melly, how he always played second fiddle, and how this was his way out. Some even say Bortlen always envied the spotlight Melly had. Others argue Melly used and discarded everyone around him. And this is just karma catching up. Even some rappers started unfollowing both of them, trying to avoid the heat. And then, a new player entered the chat. An anonymous user claiming to be a former NIE affiliate posted a 10-minute voice message online, detailing alleged missions the crew ran in 2017 and 2018, hinting that the case Juvie and Sakasar got caught up in wasn't the first time Melly crossed the line. Now we can't confirm if that audio is real, but it added fuel to an already out-of-control fire. Suddenly, this ain't just about two bodies. This is about a whole pattern. The message ended with, Bortlen wasn't the first to flip. He, just the first to sign paperwork. The rap world ain't never seen a case spiral like this. Not even 6ix9ine, not even Gunna. This is loyalty turned to betrayal. Real friendship shattered in front of cameras, and the people caught in the crossfire. Families, fans, and the legacy of a rap movement that once looked unstoppable. And just when we thought the emotional damage was maxed out, the court revealed one last twist before recess. Melly's jail calls, the ones from last year, were subpoenaed. And apparently, one of them has him laughing with another inmate, talking about N******** as not smart enough to snitch right. Now that call, don't say any names, but the timing. Suspicious. And if the jury hears it, it could be painted as arrogance, lack of remorse, intent. As court resumed the next morning, the air was different. Heavy, like the whole room could feel something permanent was about to happen. People weren't whispering anymore. They were just waiting. Even the judge looked tense, flipping through documents, adjusting his glasses like he already knew today's proceedings would hit different. YNW. Melly entered the courtroom with that same cold expression. No eye contact with anyone. Just walked in, sat down, and stared ahead. But if you looked close enough, you could tell he wasn't the same. This wasn't the Melly who laughed in interviews, who smiled in mugshots. This was a man who realized his circle might have just buried him, then the state dropped it. We now submit into evidence the jail phone calls of Mr. Demons, recorded on March 2024. The prosecution played a clip where Melly could be heard talking to someone on the inside, laughing, joking, and then came the line that hit like a bullet. They gone need more than Bortlen's fake tears to break me. I been knew he'd fold. All rats squeak eventually. Gasps everywhere, his own words, throwing Bortlen under the bus before the deal even went public. But what made it worse? The smug tone. No remorse, just ego. And the prosecution jumped on it quick. This isn't the voice of an innocent man, the state attorney said. This is a man who expects betrayal because he's already committed the crime. Melly's defense tried to argue context, said the call was taken out of sequence, that Melly was venting under stress. But it didn't matter. The damage was done. The jury heard what they heard. And that smugness, it lingered outside the courtroom. Fans were losing their minds. The hashtags changed again. Hashtag Free the Truth started trending, along with hashtag Bortlen Betrayed and hashtag Melly Lied. TikTok was full of side-by-side edits, old interviews of Melly claiming innocence next to his jail calls. One creator got 5 million views just by saying, "I believed him, ... until today." But the internet wasn't done. One of Bortlen's old friends leaked a private DM where Bortlen allegedly wrote, "He thought I was gone, sit in jail forever for him. Nah, ain't no loyalty when you scared for your life." Fans didn't know what to believe. Was Bortlen playing victim, or was Melly really the mastermind? Meanwhile, emotions inside the courtroom kept boiling. A shouting match nearly broke out between supporters of both sides in the hallway. One guy yelled, "He innocent." Another clapped back, "He guilty, and you know it." Security had to step in. Tensions were that high, but it all reached a breaking point when the judge made the final announcement of the day. Based on new witness testimony, audio evidence, and ongoing plea cooperation, this case will now proceed to a full trial with additional charges under review. Boom, just like that. Not only was Melly officially heading back to trial, but prosecutors were also looking into new charges connected to the In-Way organization. Possible conspiracy, obstruction, even tampering with evidence. They weren't just trying to convict Melly, they were trying to destroy everything he built. And then came the emotional collapse. After court adjourned, Melly's mom walked out the courtroom and collapsed on the steps outside. Real tears. Cameras caught it. She was screaming. They lied. My baby ain't no killer. They lied. It was heartbreaking, raw, unfiltered. Fans watching the live stream started crying too. One girl posted, "I never seen a mother break like that. This ain't just rap, this real-life pain." But on the other side of the crowd, Juvie's mom stood silently holding a photo of her son. No yelling, no tears, just quiet strength. Reporters tried to get a comment, but all she said was, "Justice takes time, but it always shows up." And that right there, that line went viral. Memes, edits, reels. Even Kendrick Lamar reposted it with the caption, "Truth don't need volume. It walks in silence." Now people were really split. Team Melly versus Team Justice. A whole internet civil war. And through all the chaos, Bortlen still stayed quiet. No posts, no interviews. But sources close to the state say he's in full protective custody now. Some even claim he's been moved out of state. That's how serious it got. His name became radioactive in Florida. Nobody wanted to be near it. But just when you thought the drama was over, boom, one final twist. New court docs leaked, showing that a third person might have been involved in the shooting. Someone who hasn't been named publicly before. A ghost name. The document was partially redacted, but fans started putting pieces together. Rumors started flying. Some say it's another rapper. Others think it's a mutual friend who's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. And if that's true, it means everything we thought we knew might have been wrong. What if Melly didn't pull the trigger? What if Bortlen wasn't the only witness? What if the truth is still buried and this whole court drama is just the surface? The internet is now in full investigation mode. Redditors are digging up old photos. TikTok detectives are rewatching music videos for clues. Even fans are split between guilt, innocence, and pure confusion. Because at this point, it's clear that nobody, not even Melly, not even Bortlen, is telling the full story, and the trial. It's only just beginning. So here we are, fam. After all the courtroom bombs, voice memos, leaked texts, and emotional meltdowns, the YNW Melly saga is far from over. What started as a shocking plea deal announcement quickly spiraled into a full-blown courtroom war filled with betrayals, tears, and jaw-dropping twists that nobody saw coming. The internet is divided. Some say Bortlen flipped to save himself. Others think Melly's playing the victim card. And a whole new mystery ghost name has fans questioning everything they thought they knew. One thing's for sure, this isn't just a simple court case anymore. It's a saga about loyalty, survival, and the harsh realities behind the rap game. Will the truth ever come out? Will Melly's name be cleared or forever stained? Can Bortlen be trusted? And who is that mysterious third person lurking in the shadows? The only thing we know is that the drama is just heating up. If you thought this video was wild, wait until the trial kicks off and the receipts start flying. Now, it's your turn. What do you really think happened? Who's the real victim here? Drop your hottest takes in the comments because this story is far from finished and your voice matters. If you want more exclusive rap drama, court breakdowns, and all the behind the scenes gossip you can handle, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Remember fam, in the world of rap and real life, truth is stranger than fiction. So stay tuned, stay sharp, and we'll keep bringing you the wildest stories as they unfold. Peace out and catch you on the next one.